Proverbs 26, verse 11 in the NLT version. As a dog returns to its vomit, so a fool repeats his foolishness. Call Allah Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah by Hashem Krakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to the hope like men that scattered abroad, pushing the truth without sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And also shalom to you very few sincere sisters that's taking heed and getting in order in these last days. Right now, brother, I'm one coming to the video. Lord one's edifying. Excuse me. And hey, just going into it, man. You know, going to the clown. You know, Al-Azhar, right, or known as Guerrilla Hebrew, right, of the Sakari, right? So as you can see, you know, it says Al-Azhar say he's no longer a part of the Hebrew Israelites now, right? And from one of the brothers, and that's the spirit though, right? 441, right? It's the spirit because in these latter days, you're gonna know who's who. The fruits is not gonna lie, you know. The fruits is not gonna lie inside these end days, man. You know, scriptures talk about how in the last days they shall how it goes, roughly paraphrasing, but they should be lovers of their own selves, man. You know, they're gonna sow to the flesh. Matter of fact, let me grab that right quick in the book of Romans chapter 8, because it just really all be the Lord is showing who he really got to get rid of, man. Right, these leaders, because why? They have the truth, right? They once had the truth, right? Like how on the video the brother's going into, you know. This man, Guerrilla Hebrew, was a part of GMS at one point in time. But, right, the Lord didn't need him. He got rid of him. He put him at the wayside, man. You know, he was once around the truth, and what? The Lord had to bring him away from it. You know? And look what he's doing now. Now he's saying he's not a part of the Hebrew Israelite community. He's saying it's a trend. You know, Thomas trends they eventually stop. A movement. Yeah, he says a movement. You know, but whole time this is our culture. You know, it goes to show you that he's putting down the plow, right? And that's why the Lord got to destroy these niggas, man. Right? I'm talking about the worst way. I remember my brother went to a video video on how he had a vision of the Lord destroying this man. You know, talking about something you can see how fresh I'm is and the broads. We don't give a fuck about that shit, man. That's the thing about with Jake, bro. They so much into the flesh. They want people to see they life, man. Like a brother had said, he was like, man, these niggas want to be a content creator, man. Like the fuck, you know, man, do the work, right? But it just goes to show that this man he has stopped the plow, right? And I'm gonna grab that scripture, Lord willing, I can remember that one. This Romans 8 and 5, and I'm gonna read this one, 5 and 6, and verse 13. Right, so and it just take the point. This shows you who these dudes are in these last days, man. Right, and as a so-called leader, right, this is gonna be the punishment. Romans 8 and 5. For they are after the flesh, do mind the things of the flesh. Right, come on, man. You talking about all hell's finna break loose? Niggas talking about you finna see how fresh I get. That shit don't excite nobody, man. That's trying to seek salvation. The bras you get, hell, the brothers. Right, of the hopefully elect, right, in the time of Jacob show, we finna get all these fucking females, man. You know what I'm saying? We're not worrying about those things, man. But they go to show you, hey, these people are sown to the flesh, right? And Galatians chapter 6 and 7. You know, they finna reap that, man. This is what everybody finna reap the fruits of what they have been sowing, you know? So, hey, it just goes to show you that this man is finna start reaping what he's been sowing, right? Bullshit. You know, the Lord is showing you. Hey, man, matter of fact, let me grab the other scripture right quick. Let me grab it right quick. You know, this is the book of Ezekiel 33 and 33. You know, because it's only one truth, and the Lord is really narrowing it down to let you know who's been telling you the truth all along, right? So this right here, the book of Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. You know, we come to a time period where all these prophecies are coming to pass, right? You're going to see who's telling you the correct truth, right? Making it plain upon tables the whole time, right? Not trying to reel you in with gimmicks, not trying to finesse you, right? But telling you the whole raw, uncut truth. Right? So yeah, definitely check this video out. And I'm gonna also try to play at the end of this lesson as well, so you can hear the audio of it, you know. But hey man, we already knew this man was already on the way out. You know, he trying to be too much like these niggas in the world, right? You know, niggas want to do rap videos, right? Like I was telling a brother one time, man, if you turn the audio off, you won't be able to tell the difference between him and a nigga on the goddamn street, man. You know, that's how much these niggas want to glorify this so-called street shit, man. All right? Excuse me, we didn't even come from that, right? He just a nigga that want to be down. When nigga say, oh, brandy ass nigga, right? Let me grab that precept again. All right, and also, matter of fact, Slacky, you know, I'm jumping around because, hey, man, we in the time of Zechariah 13 and 8. That's an all-day thing, honestly. 2/3 must be cut off and die. But, hey, man, we know that we in the time it gonna be real known. This thing's a 2/3, right? Damn, I hyped myself up. I forgot the precept, Slacky. Yeah, Matthew chapter 24, you know, because a nigga had the nerve to say he not a part of the Hebrew Israelite community. Then nigga be talking about they want to debate, right? It's too much it's too much proof to be going on and be trying to debate, man. Right? We let the scriptures speak. It's Matthew 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Right? It's because he tried to make the point of it's a movement. Well, if that's how you feel, you're supposed to be moving till the Lord come, right? Because if you stop, that means you stop doing the works. That means your faith has stopped, you know? That's why the Lord has to get rid of these things. Why? They wasn't trying to endure until the end, right? He that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved, right? That line is this or that, right? If either you're saved or you're getting destroyed, right? And we're just seeing it in matter of fact, what's that precept? In the last day, lovers of themselves. I think it's Timothy. All right, 2 Timothy 3. I'm getting the blue letter. Excuse me. Right from the top. I'm going to read from verse 1. It says in the NLT, Salakia, you should know this, Timothy. Right? And also, to us in the spirit, right? Because we in these times now, right? Because we're increased in knowledge, right? We're well aware. We're discerning the times, right? So we're aware of our surroundings and of the people, of the leaders. We know that these so-called leaders of these other camps going to have to come down, you know, because we know that they wasn't telling the correct truth, right? So we're seeing these things. We just waiting on it, right? It says, you should know this, Timothy, that in the last days, there will be very difficult times, for people will love only themselves and their money, right? And have you seen with the main two camps that we talk about, IUIC and Zakari, you know, they all about the money. When the money, they're not about trying to, you know, push salvation, you know, give the congregation the right doctrine, you know, warn them about the thing that's going to come down the pipeline, right? Prophecy. They're about money. They're lovers of themselves. Right? It says they will be boastful and proud, right? And we already know what comes with proud. Let's grab that quick scripture right quick. Just the book of Proverbs 16 and 18. It said, pride go before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall, right? You can't get it, man. Precept upon precept, right? That's why we seen this nigga fall, man. Because nigga was prideful. Nigga didn't want to cut his goddamn his horseshoe head, man. You know, that nigga was that prideful. Nigga did not want to cut that. You know, don't want to take off a hat. Nigga that proud. Couldn't tell him that. You know, right? That's the Lord got to destroy these niggas. The Lord dealing with the meek, right? Matthew, I think it's 5 and 13 or 14. It's like if I'm saying the wrong number, but I know it's in Matthew chapter 5. You know, but he said, hey, the meek shall inherit the earth, man. The humble. Right? These leaders are not humble. Right? You look at the apostles, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Rakal, Apostle Gabar, you know, the bishops. You see meekness, right? They don't look at each other as they better than the next man. No, they're just trying to be a humble servant and do the Lord's work. When you look at these other camps, right, you see different. You see a different thing. These niggas are praising these men, and for them to be a leader, they actually accepting it. Coming in on a donkey, you know, doing Passovers at strip clubs, you know, niggas on some wild shit, right? But pride go before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Better is it to be of an humble spirit with the lowly, right? And that's the thing about it. These niggas, right? You see like Zakar with this main video, right? Gorilla Hebrew, right? You know, and hey man, like our brother said, that nigga just a gorilla now. Right? You ain't no gorilla Hebrew, you just a gorilla, right? And we know that you just a ape, waiting for destruction. But it says, better is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. And we already know who that ultimate proud is. Esau Edom. You know, so now your ass don't want to get on. It's like I said, it's a line. Either you want to be on the righteous side of Yahweh Shema Shah, or you finna get his ass cutting with Esau Edom. And the risk gonna be a lot more because of the fact that you actually gained this wisdom and knowledge, and then at the end you put it at the wayside. You know, you turned it down, right? So the Lord really gonna give you double whips, stripes, right? It says 2 Timothy 3 and 2 in NLT, for people will love only themselves and their money. They will be boastful and proud, scoffing at the Most High, disobedient to their parents, right? I remember at one time this man was, you know, talking crazy to the apostles because, hey, through the Spirit, the apostles are parents to us, man. Been laboring 30, 40 years in this ministry, you know, excuse me, week in and week out. And the receipts show, you know, and you got men like this dude, we just gonna call him Gorilla, you know, going against the apostles, right? But that's prophecy, you know. Hey, still call all Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. That's prophecy, man. The Lord, hey, he said he gonna make it everything like in 2 Ezra chapter 9. He says, hey, he had plain beginnings and plain endings and wonderful effects and signs, right? So these are signs, beautiful signs, right? Letting you know that the apostle of Great Millstone is correct. These other camps, hey, you're starting to see them fall each and every day, right? It says, and ungrateful, they will consider nothing sacred, right? And that was just the main point. What's the scripture? Is it Corinthians? Put back the plow. I think that's how you spell it. I can't remember. Luke 9 and 62. That just it. That's why we said 2/3 got to be cut off and die. Right? 9 and 62 of Luke. Luke 9, 62. Right, it says Luke 9 verse 62. It says, and Yahweh Shah said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Right? So what you're looking at is not a future ruler. This nigga is not fit for the kingdom. Right? That's why the Lord is letting it be known. I don't need this nigga. He's not part of the 144. He's not going to be a future governor. He got to come up that shame face. You know? And it's being made known right now. We see it. Right? To tell folks. And, you know, it's the funny thing is, you know, hey, the man been going on a down spiral, but after that whole little situation with the, you know, the pagan situation, the Pegasaurus thing situation, you know, the man was already through. You know, I knew then for sure the man stopped putting his hand towards the plow. You know, even though he was still teaching, falsely, right? But yeah, back in 62 it says, and Yahweh said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom, right? The man is not he's not fit to be a ruler in the kingdom, man. Grab this last scripture, I'm gonna close out on that, in the book of Zechariah 13, verse 8. And also you can read 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 22, for let the multitude perish that was born in vain. And that's all it was, man. This nigga was the multitude that was born in vain, man, right? He was meant to get destroyed, be an example, right? We all are an example, right? If you follow certain people, and hey, he's the example of destruction. So if you follow this man, you still believe this man have a doctrine, the right doctrine, you're on the path of destruction, right? Speaking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives, right? You Israelites, right? Zechariah 13, verse 8, 2/3, slacking. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein, right? And the main part I want to grab was the first half. 2/3 shall be cut off and die. They have to go, right? They're not finna come into the kingdom with those defiled garments. It's this crazy philosophy that they holding, right? The Lord has to get rid of them, right? So I'm gonna try to, Lord willing, I'm gonna try to add this video to the end, of this actual lesson you're listening to right now. And you be able to, Lord willing, be able to do it, respond, line back to you, brothers. Right? So Lord willing, blessings, edifying, give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh, Shah, by Hashem, Kakadash. Shalom.
Hebrew Israelite community, I just got done. I'm not a part of the Hebrew Israelite community. I just got done talking about it. And I can't. Hebrew Israelite community, I just got done. I'm not a part of the Hebrew Israelite community. I just got done talking about it. And I can't be associated with the Hebrew Israelites anymore. The real deal. How do you become an Israelite? You don't become an Israelite. I'm not coming in representing the Hebrew Israelite community anymore. Nah, I ain't doing that. Somebody asked me like, oh, so what do you identify as now if you're saying you're not a so-called Hebrew Israelite? Why lead a movement? Well, because it's a movement. And movements stop. They're actually cosplaying as the ancient Israelites. And they are exactly like Christians because they're still picking and choosing the parts of the Bible in which they want to follow. The Israelites have been bamboozled, have allowed themselves to be bamboozled and continually bamboozle themselves. I just want people to understand that Hebrew Israelites consensually are shooting themselves in the foot. Nobody's taking it seriously. You think I'm over here watching Hebrew Israelite debates, Eliezer? The same recycled backwash topics? I think not. I've been there, I've done that. I came, I saw, I conquered that. I'm just letting you know. All I gotta say is all them niggas need to get in my debate course. That's all I'm gonna say. Because the things I do see or the things I do hear about, they need help. They need help, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but all them niggas need to go ahead and get up in the Cutthroat Academy. Because what I see, not good. Okay, not horrible all the time, but niggas need help, for real. I'm on TikTok. I'm going to be doing exclusive premium lives for subs only once a week also. Appreciate you, Umu.
I want to make my wrongs.
Did you come with the follow? Come with the follow, too. We turn up. I want you to understand something. I'm in my unlimited era right now. You're going to see all forms of content on here. You're going to see real game. You're going to see Bible talk. You're going to see funny stuff. You're going to see me talking to broads. You're going to see how fresh I am. You're going to see family content. You're going to see hood stuff. You're going to see everything.